नमस्कार। सिक्किम क्रोनिकलमा आज केन्द्रीय मन्त्री किरण रिजिजुको विशेष अन्तर्वार्ता हामी तपाईहरुमाझ लिएर आएका छौं। सिक्किम क्रोनिकलसँग कुराकानी गर्दै किरण रिजिजुले विभिन्न प्रश्नहरूको उत्तर दिनुभएको छ। प्रस्तुत छ यो विशेष अन्तर्वार्ता। We would like to thank you for taking out time to speak with us in Sikkim Chronicle. My first question to you is, last night the Prime Minister announced rupees 20 lakh crore as a special economic package to revive the economy, which has been affected due to COVID-19 pandemic. How do you think this economic package would help rebuild our slumping economy in context to northeastern states?
This economic package is, due to the situation which we all are facing, it was necessary to create an economic activities where we can boost India's economy.
Right.
It's a global pandemic. The effect is global, so it's not unique to India. But this economic package will really take Indian economy back to the track, because the entire activities have come to a standstill. So by infusing such a record amount of money, which will be brought into market and through various sectors, I think Prime Minister has a very timely, and in fact I can say more than what was expected, the huge economic package which Prime Minister has announced. And from today, the Finance Ministry will break it up into different sectors and inform in detail what are those packages in what sector and how much. So it is very timely, and for Northeast definitely, because Northeast is very dependent on central assistance. Most of the northeastern states are not in a position to come back to normalcy on its own resources. So definitely, central government's assistance will be very, very necessary, and the Prime Minister's economic package is a huge boost for all India and especially for the Northeast.
Right. So, northeastern states, presently are safest in comparison to other states in India in terms of COVID-19 pandemic. What do you think? What went exactly right with these states, especially the northeastern states?
I think from the very beginning, northeastern states have taken a correct decision in terms of maintaining certain behavioral pattern in the society. Secondly, Northeast is placed in such a location where it was much more convenient and easier to maintain the lockdown than many other states. Because excepting Assam, all the northeastern states are in a border state. That means they're the last frontier state. From there, you don't pass to another state. So in such states, it's easier to maintain the lockdown and follow the rules and regulations and guidelines issued by the government. So far, excepting Assam and to some extent Tripura and Meghalaya, all other other 5 states are free. They are COVID-free states right now. Assam has a problem because of this Tablighi Jamaat. People came from Delhi and they were found to be positive. And Tripura is because it has a Bangladesh border, so it's a very porous border and lots of movements from that side. There are the border also, the border trade between India and Bangladesh also allows movement of people. And Meghalaya, lately we had a few cases. So overall, the success rate in Northeast is much better because it's a smaller, it's more geographically isolated, and people are also more law abiding, I can say that. Socially also, we have a system of maintaining certain customary practices, which also has helped. Wherever people have defied or people have broken the government guidelines, people have conducted into all sorts of indisciplined activities. those places are facing the brunt. They are now facing a huge part in the numbers of COVID-19 cases. But whereas in Northeast, the things are under control because of the situation and the reasons which I have cited.
Exactly. So states like Sikkim, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, your state, and Mizoram are still like, COVID-19 zero cases, no cases. What do you think? How should centers should incentivize these northern states which has so far maintained this COVID-free status?
No, incentivize means it's an achievement.
Right.
It's a very good achievement for the state. So, but still we have to be careful because it's just a beginning of the long drawn war.
Mm-hmm.
We will have to be careful in the future. Once we start the economic activities,
Mm-hmm.
there will be a lot of movement of goods and people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and on the one side, we have to maintain the health and safety. On the other side, we have to activate the economy also.
Mm-hmm.
We have to survive as well as we have to survive with economic activities. So, in future, what will happen, we can't say, but looking at the trend, northeastern people are better placed and northeastern states are in an advantageous position. So central government will definitely come into the help wherever it's necessary in different sectors. But as I said, the COVID-free situation in a state like Sikkim is an advantage for the state itself. It shows people are very law friendly, law abiding, as well as they are very disciplined people. So it sends across a positive message.
Yes, tourism is one of the lifelines for many northeastern states because many families depend on tourism business, and it has also been largely affected due to this COVID-19 pandemic. So, what is your point of view? What is your suggestions to bring back the tourism business back in the pedestrian?
See, tourism is a big industry, but it's an industry based on people's movement.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the biggest hit sector is tourism industry, and it is not easy to revive this industry immediately because it's totally dependent on the people's movement, and the employment is dependent on the flow of the tourists. So that will not happen immediately. Even if the foreigners are ready to come, India will not lift the traveling ban.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have to tell all the travel agents and all the stakeholders in the tourism industry to bear with the situation, because this situation is it's a naturally created situation where we all are helpless, but we can only try to mitigate the effect and try to revive as soon as possible. But for that, the medical success has to be there first of all, because people will have to have that confidence before traveling. If there are some success and breakthrough in the medical sector in dealing and treating the COVID-19 cases.
Mm-hmm.
So right now there are no vaccines which are successfully developed, but there are lots of efforts going around the globe. Once the infection rates come down and mainly if the vaccine is mainly the concern of all of us, if we can get through the vaccine, then traveling will start. Why would people travel? They would travel only if they feel safe.
Right.
Confidence will come only if safety measures are there. If there are no safety measures, then that will not give confidence amongst the people. So the traveling people will have to have a sense of confidence of their safety, health. I think it will take some time. So we will have to face this situation for some time in near future.
So do you think, do you think states like Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh can play an important role of being COVID-free states, and agencies like Incredible India can play an important role in tourism revival?
International tourism is a mainstay of India's tourism industry.
Yes, sir.
And, it's not immediately foreseeable future a possibility of having any kind of foreign tourists coming to India, because it will depend on the travel restriction lifted and situation from country to country.
Mhm.
Domestic tourism is something which we will have to start with, but the main challenges will be the local people will resist. The local people, especially the people from those green zone, will not be very much open to the idea of allowing large scale tourists coming to their area, because they will certainly prefer to have a health safety
Right.
more than economic activity. So there will be lots of resistance from the local community if the tourism industry or the tour operators start uh, inviting the tourists to come to the locality. So but I feel that once there is a confidence amongst the people that we can take any COVID challenges, then people will start coming. So there are two main issues. One is the travelers, the tourists, they'll have to have the confidence of traveling.
Mhm.
Secondly, the local people will have to have the confidence of welcoming the tourists and handling them safely, and then general economic activities. You have to do a fine balance. Otherwise, these are very critical issues. Suppose if a tourist comes, finds himself to be positive, there will be hue and cry. Local people will start making this as a big issue just because of one positive test. So these are very sensitive issues. We will have to handle it carefully.
Sir, northeastern states is also a milking pot for, like, the sports person. We know many clubs has been tournaments has been cancelled, and many sports person in fact are getting affected financially. Being the minister, what is your, like, suggestions, and what can be done for the sports person and sports?
I think, see, sports is not an essential activity. It's not. It doesn't come under the essential sector where you have to have it started in an emergency way.
Mm-hmm.
So sports is not an essential activity, but sports is a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Without sports, without games, life is dull. In fact, sports is a way of life. Some may play for uh, excellence, for the competition. Some will play for a way of life, for passion, for your fitness. So, for the especially in the Western world, sports is a way of life. If you build a house, you have to have swimming pool, you have to have badminton court, tennis court, gym. These are part of life. Without that, life is not complete. So to start the sporting activities, state governments will have to give priority to the sports. We have launched the Fit India movement, and this Fit India movement is actually to create a sporting culture, because fitness is a primary requirement. If you have a uh, very robust culture of fitness, that will help in creating a robust sporting culture. On the side of sports for excellence, I think the northeastern states have some good potential to produce world champions.
Mm-hmm.
Each state government will have to identify one or two sports where they want to concentrate. I am ready to provide financial support.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, because of the COVID-19, all of the resources will have to be diverted for economic activities and for the improvement of health infrastructure. So this time we will have no money left. Already most of the budgetary allocations are going to be slashed because money has to be diverted for the COVID-19. But still, if the state governments identify, I'm going to ask each state government. In fact, a letter has been sent to all the state government to identify a sports of their priority. I will at least give them two. Bigger states can go for three or four. Smaller states can identify two sports. They can do as many sports as they want. I'm talking about the financial assistance which I will be giving from the government of India. We want to concentrate. We don't want to just spread money everywhere. We want to focus the financial support in certain sector, which is the strength of that particular state. For example, if say, Sikkim wants to start concentrate their activities on football or say archery, then we can provide extra money to build the facilities and to identify more talents, bring them into the academy. We will provide funds for that. So,
yes, exactly.
unfortunately, the COVID-19 has come in, but my plan was almost ready. Let us wait for some time.
Absolutely. So, sir, let's talk something about the stranded students of the northeastern region. Basically, in some states and cities, there have been panic. I mean, like there have been although rescue, and some students are in like northeastern states. Who, in fact, even from Sikkim, there are few students who are studying in northeastern states. How can these students be brought back to their home safely?
It has been started. The bringing back of the students and other people stranded outside Northeast are already under the process of getting back home. Some of them have reached. There are arrangements being made in the train. Many of them are going by arranging buses to travel by road. Air service is going to start soon. So the mode of transport is it will be a rush in the initial stage, but slowly things will come, and all the students and everybody doesn't want to rush. Of course, there is a rush, but not everybody wants to go home. So, it's because if you get everybody also, where will they be kept? Suppose if 1,000 students from Sikkim congregate at one time, the government cannot put them into one quarantine camp or a place at the same time. So it has to be in a phased manner. There are lakhs and lakhs of people from Northeast in the other part of the country. So their coming back has been arranged. These respective state governments have already assisted, and Government of India is also providing some like funds for the railway travels and all. 15% to be paid by the state government. So the arrangements may be done by the respective ministries, but the payment and other financial things are to be assisted by the state government, and central government is giving extra funds to the state government also for various other activities, so that the state government's resources is not stressed out. So this each state has to handle their citizens, their residents, their students, and then I'm also coordinating. I'm also along with the donor ministry, and we are also in touch with the state government. So the bringing back process has to be gradually carried out, and I think for next few months, I can't say the timeline. It will take some time for all the people to come back. And once they come back, remember, they will not be easy to go back again. So you have to think a lot before
Yes.
taking a final.
Sir, unlike cities, northeastern states have its own bandwidth and internet connectivity challenges. Now, most of the institutes, college, and students doing online classes during this COVID-19, the students of northeastern states are facing terrible problem due to the bandwidth connectivity. What can be done on this?
The online classes are something which globally it is practiced now, because there are lots of video conferencing going on. Every work, even I am also functioning from my residence, and even if I go to office also, I don't allow all the employees to come to the office. Only the senior level officers and the necessary staffs are allowed to come. Otherwise, not everybody is coming to office. So we have to function everything in a controlled manner. So the education, all the classes and exams are all rescheduled. So the HRD minister has already made certain announcement. So immediately the classes are going to be online, and due to certain connectivity problems, we will have to ask the communication department and all the stakeholders in telecommunication to speed up their services so that we can reach out to each and every citizen in all the parts of the country.
All right. So my second last question to you is like we have been reading of an unfortunate incidents of northeastern people being profiled as corona in many states. There have been reports. What is your message to the society on this?
This is a big social issue. People of India are not well aware about its own territories, its own people. Many parts of India are not aware of the northeastern state. A large society, so many the stigmatic things have also emerged. Some of our students have faced problems, and I had to intervene in numbers of cases.
Right.
These are, personal effort. I'm trying to do all kind of effective intervention. But I would prefer that why should somebody have to intervene? In the first place, why should the incident happen? And there should be a system that if anything happens, there should be the immediate action. The mechanism should be in place. There should be a well-tested system and law in place. So when there is a legal provisions there, nobody can be mistreated on the basis of color, creed, race, region. The law is already there. This law needs to be implemented. But in India, despite stringent legal provisions, if people are not sensitized, then they still commit crime. For example, there is a provision for a death penalty or murder or rape cases. But still the incidents take place because it's the societal mindset. You have to ensure that many people come and say that make strong law. But there are laws against theft. That doesn't stop the theft, but it really it works as a deterrent. In the same manner, there are very stringent punishments for various crimes, but the crimes do happen. So it's a larger context. We need strong law, but at the same time, we need to have sensitization of those laws as well as the purification of the mindset. If Prime Minister tells something, people will have to listen. If people don't listen, there is a chaotic situation. When I was in the Home Ministry, we made stringent measures and we created the special police cells in Delhi, and we requested many states to create special police cell for the northeastern people if they face any kind of trouble. So many states have done in Chandigarh, in Dehradun, in Mumbai, Kolkata. They have done it, but still the incidents are happening. So incidents are happening not only against the northeastern people. The crimes are happening with everybody. But if it happens against northeastern people, we take it special because there is a racial angle or there is a some kind of discrimination against a particular region. So we take those cases in more serious note. So that is why we thought that special provisions must be created. And I had taken lots of pain to make special provisions. Close to 1,000 boys and girls from Northeast recruited in Delhi. So these are being done. It has lots of positive impact, but these are not enough. We need to create more awareness, but unless people change their behavior, it's difficult. So we need to create more awareness.
Before I take your message to the people of Sikkim, I would like to ask you, sir. I mean, there are so many people who falls under the category of BPL families, and there are many migrant workers who have been affected economically. Do you think there should be a direct cash transaction benefits for this section of people?
Yes, we are into it, and Government of India, especially under Modi ji's leadership, we are more focused on reaching out to the people directly. That means, the JAM, our Jan Dhan, Aadhaar, and mobile. So this JAM, through JAM, the Trinity of JAM, we are transferring the benefits to the people, the beneficiaries directly. It's happening for the first time. Before, the benefits used to be vanished on the way, but now the welfare benefits are reaching out to the people. It's reaching out to their accounts. So it's happening. it will take some more time in a large country like India to completely digitalize everything, but it's happening. Many people, thousands and thousands of people are getting benefits directly now from the government of India. So we will have to ensure that more such provisions are created in future so that any good steps taken by the government of India, the state government and the middlemen or some corrupt people do not spoil it.
Right. Sir, what is your message to the people of Sikkim finally?
See, Sikkim is one of my favorite states. Sikkim has been a state which has given me lots of happiness, lots of inspiration. A small state, but pioneer in many things, in terms of development, in terms of social structure, in terms of the tourism growth, in terms of people's commitment towards peace, a state without any terror activities, a state which is full of loving people, a beautiful state with a gifted, beautiful landscape. So in many ways, Sikkim is a small state with so much of gifted natural beauties, with good people there. So whenever I get time, I feel like coming to Sikkim. I've gone to Guru Dongmar, I stayed in Lachen, I stayed in Gangtok, and I was planning to come to the South Sikkim district. What is the name of the district? South Sikkim.
Namchi.
Namchi, another one, southwest, I think, west.
Gazing, Peling, Gazing. Yes.
Yes, maybe Gazing. So I am the guardian minister for Sikkim under the aspirational district program. So I had already discussed with the chief minister. We were planning to go. Chief minister Saab, me and entire cabinet, we were planning to go to that district and stay there night. Same as in Nagaland, Manipur, and other places. But this COVID thing came and we could not go. Otherwise, we would have already done. We were planning for March, but unfortunately, we could not do it. But now, I think once this COVID-19 issue is settled, I will come and stay in Sikkim. I want to stay for at least 2 nights because Sikkim gives me so much of happiness. Sikkim is one of my most favorite destinations. And I have various reasons to go to Sikkim in different seasons. If I come there in the month of March end to April, then I want to go to Yumthang and those beautiful rhododendron time when it starts blooming in late March and April. In the higher altitude, it blooms in late April and early May. In lower part, it blooms in March, mid-March and early April. So I want to come with the family also. And to go to Guru Dongmar, of course, Guru Dongmar is in the extreme north. And there are other areas in Sikkim I want to go. So in every aspect, Sikkim has been an attraction for me. And I love Sikkimese people. Some of my good friends in the college days are there from Sikkim. So I want to meet people of Sikkim. And I want to be there to meet the people and be there with the people and have some yaksha.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking with us in length and breadth and answering all our questions. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.